What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Breaking News. SBA EIDL insanely good, and some bad. You wouldn't expect anything else, would you? It's Tuesday, November the 22nd, 2022. Please do me a huge favor, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And you got to join us at trysmallbiz.com. That's trysmallbiz.com, where you can advertise your company today. By the way, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, before I talk about HLBZ and, of course, EIDL, let me remind everybody, we've had over 100 people stop making payments as premium members at trysmallbiz.com, but many of them, including 3 today, didn't even realize it. So log into your account over the holiday. Make sure if you think you're premium that you are, because if you change credit cards, you let it lapse for whatever reason, we don't chase the money down. We send you one alert with a button to re-enter your subscription and or your credit card info. And if you don't do that, you lose your seat. You go back down to free. We need your support. We're closing in on 500. The stock texting service will be here in the first half of January of this coming year. Log into your account, hit the red button up the top to get back in the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I talk about EIDL, quickly what we knew from yesterday and learned this morning, especially for those that have payments that are 2 months or longer away in terms of when they're due. And if you got a loan that's north of 200K, I'm going to tell you exactly what I know, and we'll end up with a potential fly in the ointment that at the end of the day, I really don't think it's going to be a big deal. So, ladies and gentlemen, pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine, whiskey on a big rock. Here we go. All right, it's just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. I have to touch on HLBZ, and then we'll spend no more than 7 minutes on EIDL, and you'll be having a fantastic... By the way, did you know tomorrow, Hump Day, is the busiest bar day of the year? All those college kids, it's busier than New Year's Eve, if you can believe it. So if you're thinking about going out before Turkey Day on Thursday, tomorrow night's going to be a good night. But you may have seen the news. The CEO of HLBZ bought 4 million shares at 0.1766. Where was I telling you to buy the stock for the last 2 weeks? In the 17s. What was I telling him to do? Buy 10 million shares. If you follow me on Twitter, and you should be, we're still up 12x from March of this year on over 75 winners. I was pounding them. You got to buy 10 million shares. And then lo and behold, he finally pulls the trigger. The stock shoots up to 22 on hot money, day traders, and those bots. And it's starting to cool off. Again, it's 2:20 in the afternoon. The stock right now is 0.1806. Listen to me carefully. In my opinion, there's no way in hell the stock's going to go back down under 17, because they know there's millions of shares to be bought at those levels. So if you got cute and you sold the stock at 22 or close to it, you need to be buying the damn thing back right now at close to 18 cents. Because once the dust settles, once this market finds a bottom, and it could be any day now, this thing's going to take off. It's worth at least double, maybe even triple of where it was an hour and a half ago. So Harry, Larry, Bob, Zebra in the 17s is a screaming effing buy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, EIDL, this is what we know. And we are going to keep this under 10%. The stock's up 10%. We're going to keep it under 10 minutes because you guys tune out anything north of 7. You can reduce your idle loan payments by 90%. You saw in the comments last night, and please hold because I want to share some information with you before you comment below. I do need your feedback. Dozens of people did it in 5 or 10 minutes or less. So you log into caweb.sba.gov. charlieallenweb.sba.gov. You create an account. This is different than what you got originally with your idle loan. You create an account. When you get inside, and you may have PPP info in there as well, you'll find your idle loan. On the right-hand side, if you have a loan less than 200 grand, you should see a button that asks you if you want to enroll. The official name, if I can find it here real quick, is the Hardship Accommodation Plan. You click that button, you enter in your number, you hit save, it'll show you a printout of 6 months. So instead of making $700 payments, you can make $70 payments. The minimum is $25 per month or 10% of your payment, whichever is less. And the fine print does say, and we have confirmed it with a number of sources at the SBA, that 6 months from now, you can apply again. If you're still in a hardship, 6 months from now, almost everyone, from what we're being told, should be able to get a total of at least a year. If you have a loan north of $200,000, and that's about 10% of you, you will not, under most circumstances, see a red button. However, we have seen people with $300,000 and $400,000 loans, not myself, I don't see a button, that have a button there. They filled it out, they reduced their payments by 90% for at least the next 6 months. If you do not see a button, it's probably because if you're under the 200K limit, your payment is 30 to 60 days away from now. So if you're not supposed to make a payment until March, I start making payments this month, double the amount in December, and it really kicks in January and February. But if you're 30 to 60 days away, you will not see the button until you get within 30 days from what we're being told. However, it's not an ironclad guarantee, and this is where I need your feedback before I share the fly in the ointment and let you get out of here in less than 10 minutes. I need everybody to tell me below, did you apply to get your payments reduced on the EIDL loan by 90%, yes or no? How did it go? Tell me how it went. Was it quick like a lot of you said it was? Are you having problems? And again, if you want to call me, it's 866-2-SMALL-BIZ. The phones are ringing off the hook. I spend 2 hours a day returning phone calls, but I'm glad to do it. 866-2-SMALL-BIZ, and never send anyone money via text. I don't care if they have my name, my logo. They're copying and cloning us. It's not me. The only way you'll ever pay me any money is $1 a day as a premium member at trysmallbiz.com. But tell me in the comments below, if you are north of 200,000, what we're being told, and I believe that Ryder changed his time with his conference with the SBA to Monday. I haven't confirmed that yet. I think he's got a live event going on shortly here at 3 p.m. But he's got a Monday webinar with, I believe, the same guy that he speaks to on a regular basis at the SBA. But what I know so far, if you have a loan north of $200,000, they're asking that you call in or email, and you can see this on the SBA.gov website. It's the disaster assistance email. It tells you, and I've shared this on YouTube or the community wall on Twitter as well, it tells you what to put in the subject line. As I said last night, why are they making people with over $200,000 go through some form of an application process? Fraud. There were billions, tens of billions. They estimate at least 10, in some cases up to 30% of the PPP and the EIDL loans were fraud. So if you're asking me, I think they're going to make you jump through a number of mild hoops we should know by Monday to make sure you're not absolutely positively full of shit. So be very careful if you are. I would not go after a combination if you think that you may have fudged your numbers, and shame on you if you did. But if you know your application is ironclad, go for it. I don't expect it to be any more than driver's license, maybe voided check, maybe a copy of your taxes, or if you had an amended return, they want to make sure that your numbers match so you're not adding what's called add back revenue that really doesn't exist. So the long story short is this. Everything I've said up until now, and I've got 1 minute, 3 seconds left, is insanely good. Tell me how your experience is below. But before I let you go, I have to share with you some classic dysfunction. I've only been able to duplicate this once, but we had a $2 million loan. Call the SBA, no problem. Send us an email here, fill out this application. You can do it in 5 minutes. You'll be able to get approved. However, this agent who's probably making $20 an hour said, if you accept this 6-month reprieve or deferment of 90% of your payments, if, and this is the part I do not believe, so don't freak out, if you accept it and there's ever partial or total forgiveness of the EIDL loan, you are not entitled. And I said, what? Are you kidding me? That's going to be a loss. I just brought some people down. I don't believe it. So before you throw your fucking computer out the window, I don't believe it, because I've called myself a few times. I'm hearing that if I apply for this deferment, if this ever gets forgiven, I'm running over. You're going to have to deal with this because I have one more point to make. I won't be entitled to get forgiveness? Bullshit. The American Restaurant Association, if you remember a couple months ago, said, why don't you knock off the last 20 years? Great idea, right? It's a 30-year loan. Knock off the last 20 years and make people only pay for 10 years. Fair enough. But I'm going to leave you with this, and I know I ran over. Shame on me. I didn't opt to sue the SBA because they've never lost an EIDL lawsuit with respect to the pandemic. We're wasting our time and money because they can always say, oh, you did this, you did that. But I promise you, if they forgive the loans in part or full, and 2 years from now or 5 years from now, they're trying to tell hundreds of thousands of people that got this 90% reduction that they don't get the partial or total forgiveness, we will sue those motherfuckers into the dirt for as long as it takes. So until next time, always remember that I love you, and thank you so much for watching.